trying to get this new go live thing in YouTube working. I have to say, I do not like it at all. The old system, I could hit start streaming and it would start streaming. New system, I have to hit start streaming in OBS and then I have to wait some ridiculous time period for YouTube to decide that, oh wait, I'm getting a stream from you. And then I can actually hit the start streaming button on YouTube, and as a result, everything is like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds behind. Ridiculous. So guys, how is everybody doing this Tuesday evening? We have early autumn, and we have crop to harvest. Just waiting for the wet crop to go away. Feeding our animals. Way we can basically be ready to go for about 2 straight days of harvest without having to worry about taking care of the critters. Hey Will, how you doing? Working on Midtown, no doubt. Y'all are going to be hearing the kid tonight. He's on the other side of the room playing the witch. Gets to stay up late because, well, it might frost tonight. So the city schools are 2 hours delayed already because it might frost. About ridiculous. I think we were in Florida the way they are so adverse to weather around here now. Yeah, I've been tempted. I've been tempted to buy a 2080 Super. I'm worried I might give in to the temptation. Starting to think that if I already bought some RAM, bought 32 gigs of some higher speed RAM, it's going to show up on Monday. Swap out the 16 gig of kind of slow RAM. I didn't realize I only had 2400 speed in. So I got, I think, 3200, 3600. I don't know what it was. I thought, well, if I slap a decent card in here and then basically go until July of next year with the CPU and motherboard, that'll basically let me do about $100 a month payments on the graphics card. By the time I get that paid off, I'll be able to drop another wad of cash down on a CPU and a new system board. I've got a power supply that's plenty good. I need to replace that, and I need to replace the case. Just swap out the main board. CPU, I already have good memory. I already have a good card. And, well, I have a whole system. But like I said, I've been tempted. I don't know. Alright, so that should take care of pretty much everybody. We'll do the water, them, and oats. Go do some oats for the horses. On the way to do the oats for the horses, we'll do water for the sheep and the cows over at the hill farm. This map is not by Mapper's Paradise. Map is by Obio. See his name up there in the upper right corner of the PDA. It's the same mod author that did this map in 17. And this map is not being submitted to the Giants Mod Hub. Pretty confident on that one. Took a helicopter ride today on Sussex. How did you like it? Apparently I totally missed the rideable boat on Shamrock. See here. We're gonna get about 1,000 liters of oats, hopefully. Go. Then we're going to go ahead and take care of the animals while we're waiting on our ground to dry up. Once we get that done, if it's still not dried up, we'll just go ahead and get our harvester, bring it up here to our fields, and get things ready. Hey, I was a little shocked that the mod hub had just one mod get released this week, or today, not this week, but today. And it was a prefab, so it was basically a dud of a release day for mods. And when I looked at the mod testing thread, it was a massive list. And we are talking probably about 40 mods that were listed in the being tested thread, and then 80 some mods pending testing on top of that. Looked like there were lots of mods that have already been out. So lots of updates are coming again. Don't know what's really driving all of these mod updates. This is going to be for our stop here and run down here and water our sheep Got to water our cows while we were up here. Yep. What do y'all think of the shark on Sussex? That was a fun little thing to find and discover. That's the exit. Can't go in the exit. I bet if we went in the entrance, they would open. Get out and click these open. Okay, we can click those. Right. But maybe the triggers would be set up so we couldn't open them from the outside. That's okay. Horses. We gotta back up the truck, Chuck. We gotta go the other way to get to the horses. Thought they were down here. I was mistaken. You're confusing two map names, and it's easy to do. I've done it in the past. So there's Ballydorn, which is this map, and then the Mapper's Paradise map was Ballymoon. Okay, so very easy to get them mixed up because of the fact that they are both Bally. But this one is Ballydorn Farm, and the other one was Moon. Really haven't heard much from Mapper's Paradise other than the questionable Walker Farm. Supposedly there was a Millennial Farmer map. Haven't seen anything from that. I'm gonna leave traffic off for now. Oh, you're not an idiot. I've had the slip of the tongue before. This is the road we want. Hey David, what's up? How's the summer going? I still get a kick out of the fact that it's summertime in the land down under. Would that be oh so weird to be celebrating Christmas in the dead of summer, if you will? I mean, it's just normal, right? Whoa. Thought they were going to take 1,000 liters of oats. What's wrong? Oh, not so hot today. Probably a good thing. I'm guessing they were probably only going to have 2 more weeks of mods to come out before the mod drought happens as a result of the Christmas holiday. Kind of hope that they don't just rush a whole bunch of junk out and it's all junk just to clear the queue. I mean, we've already had stuff that was cleared that clearly has problems. Then we have mods that I know work perfectly well that just get batted back and forth so many times. It's just so frustrating. But a mod could be, I guess, be, quote, technically correct because it passes Giant's testing, so it's technically right. But from the actual functionality standpoint, it don't work. Oops. It's a driveway, not the one I want to be in. Let's reconfigure this trailer. So our other trailer is being tied up with silage at the other farm. And use this trailer to haul our grain with. Got small fields, so we don't need anything huge. But as far as a possible release date on the map, it might be toward the end of the month. Wanted to go through an entire game year. You know that the version of the map that I have is not the most latest version. The map author does have a newer release, and the newer release does have some fixes that map I have do not have in it. So I also know that the map author is going to be traveling, I think, here starting maybe the end of this week. All right. Now let's see, what are we going to get harvester wise? Well, I kind of wanted to get one of these. Kind of wanted to get this one. What do you think? Oh, it changes the underside. We'll freeform it. And with these roads, we're going to need a header trailer. There we go. Perfect little harvester for a perfect little map. And you see that? Did you see what that happened? This is what every trailer needs to do. Watch. Oh, it jumps in place. It locks. It legitimately, for realsy, locks in place. Well, I don't really know. I don't really have a clue when straw harvest might show up. It's obviously been teased to be coming soon. Will I get it? Probably. But I'm not near as excited about it as I was in 17. Because I think with the Anderson DLC, there's, it brought some additional bale handling capability to the game that the straw harvest kind of took advantage of, in 17. Now, I really do like the square bale aggregator that takes 3 bales and drops them in a row beside each other. So I really like that concept. I really like the 3 bale grab for a telehandler to go around and pick up those 3 bales and then basically put them on a flatbed trailer. That really makes manual bale loading a whole lot easier and a whole lot more viable. Making pellets, that just takes so much time. That pellet thing is just so slow, but it is cool. I mean, it is something else to do. So I'll probably get it to put a video out on the channel, make $3 on the video. But no, for real, I mean, if I'm lucky, I'll make enough on the video to pay for it, assuming the pricing is similar to what it was in 17. Hey, Naptown, how you doing? Really, I have no idea if it's going to drop this month or not. Last time they did it, they released it over on Aerosoft's website. So it was a it was the first third-party paid and officially sanctioned paid mod. That was pretty landmark, I guess, in 17. That it was the first time that Giants authorized, I guess, and okayed a third-party individual to create something and charge for it for the game. Will it be released on Aerosoft's website or some other retail channel in 19, or will it show up in the Giants mod hub? Will it be paid? Or will it be free? No idea. I don't know. I don't live on Facebook. Some people have a Facebook addiction. I have a Facebook disgust. So I only get on it when I have nothing better to do and I feel like using myself. we are just about back to the farm. Hey Mark, what's up? I wonder if I activated that corn header that folds. I was thinking about activating that a while ago, but may never have done that. Just thinking about that long drive I'm going to have to make to go down and get the corn header. See here. Which one of these is ready? Both ready. Andy Dandy, they're both ready. That one's ready. The other two that we own are not ready. And we own this one, which is, well, that's ready to take, that's ready to detop. Detop! Put the trailer here. Off the road. We don't want to fall off the edge. Lose our harvester forever. Oh, it's still wet crop. Not anymore. Make sure we leave a swath. And off we go. Oh, okay. I didn't know anything about FS11. Hey, IH100, what's up? Yeah, this map is really, it's not really for a player that wants to automate a bunch of stuff. It's very easy, very manageable for single player that wants to basically work all the fields. You know, the occasional hired helper. There's definitely maps that are more course play worthy than this one. These bushes do not have collisions. The sunken in trees right there do, but the hedgerows don't. I'm going to talk about it a couple times tonight. Tomorrow morning, there's going to be a new game premiere on the channel. And we're going to do some Transport Fever 2. Excited to see how that is received in the channel. Quite frankly, I'm going to be playing it no matter what, received well or not. But interested to see how it does get received, what people think. We're going to do a learn to play let's play because I never played it before. And I thought, hey, if I've never played it before, guess what? There's probably plenty of folks out there that haven't either. And, well, they might be interested in watching a fellow new player struggle to figure things out, and maybe we can learn to play better together. Well, that was Nebraska lands. Nebraska lands, you had to give your third son over to the hired helper gods. We shouldn't have any problem getting possibly even all 3 of these fields harvested today, just with this little harvester. So I'm thinking this map might show up over at Nexus Mods. That's the going idea at this point. No, I'm not saying it's big at all. Definitely not flat. And I've seen flat maps before. And Nebraska lands isn't flat. I mean, you've got railroad tracks you got to go over. And there's at least 2 waterways and some ditches along the road. That's far from flat. Maybe that would go over. It might go over well. The crazies. I mean, is it going to have like 300 fields? I think at this point we'll probably have enough to just start doing up and downs. Other ends cleared off enough. Make baling this a lot easier. Children of the corn. direction are we going? 90, 89 degrees. Square this up a little bit. Couple weeks. Be a Happy New Year map. You can release it on New Year's Eve. You call it Lego World? Build it yourself? Oh, a 16x starter map. Or a 16x make your own map. Adam, it is, he's basically working through, trying to decide and trying to figure out how much of the map he has to sacrifice to appease giants, or not worry about appeasing giants at all, basically. Basically, there is a new requirement in the mod hub for maps and mods themselves that they do not use the texture arrays from the base game maps. And Slovak was using the texture arrays from both base game maps. So he basically either has to retexture all of the buildings from both base game maps, or remove all the buildings that were either on Ravenport or all the buildings that were on Felsburn and replace them with Ravenport or Felsburn buildings. In addition, he's got buildings from from Snofnoska and some placeable sheds from 17 that Giants doesn't like. The fact that he's using the FS19 textures, or not textures, but shaders on. So he'll have to redo those or replace the buildings. That's just a short list of the stuff that they were coming back on. But you know what? The map plays perfect. You can't say that for some of the other maps that have been released recently that may be technically okay, but don't play perfect. And that's where I get frustrated. Hey Victor, it's great to hear. Hey River Burner. Hey, what's the lowdown on your little project? I was thinking about that the other day. Hadn't seen anything of it for several weeks. I am really not looking forward to that beet harvest. Of course, I've been playing on Emerald Coast so much, I think beet harvest, and I'm like, I can't use the beets for anything. Alright, that's cool. Definitely understand the frustration potential. Now, Naptown, the next field we're going to hit is really not going to be course play friendly. That one's right in front of us. It is really, really interestingly shaped. Dark enough that the I guess the lighthouse only lights up at a certain time of day, not brightness. That would be interesting to be able to have things turn on at a specific brightness level of the map as opposed to a time of day. No, we're in winter and it's kind of dark and cloudy. Maybe the lighthouse comes on at 2 in the afternoon. We also have 18 to do. 18's respectable shape. .25 is a nice, mostly square shape, but it's got corn in it. Not going to be ready for a little bit. And 11 has potatoes in it. Figured if this is a Irish map, I can't not plant potatoes. Let me see here. Forecast. Oh, we're good. We don't have to worry about straw. So, speaking of churn farms, I'll let you guys in on an interesting secret. If you have Xbox Game Pass, you can download at no additional cost, included in the Xbox Game Pass now, you can download Farm Sim 17 if you didn't already own it. And why do I bring that up? Because Farm Sim 17 is an outdated game, right? Well, there's tons of things that is available in Farm Sim 17 that has not yet made its way into 19. And there are hundreds of maps in Farm Sim 17. One of which is Churn Farms. Midtown USA is another one. Both of them are available for download for Farm Sim 17. Might be worth checking out if you are an Xbox Game Pass subscriber. Or you might be able to find a deal. There was a deal of maybe a month ago or so where you could pick up 3 months of Xbox Game Pass for $1. So that's an option too. Of course, after 3 months, you'd either have to cancel or pay the full rate. But there's a whole boatload of games you can download and play for $1 for 3 months. Not $1 a game, that is $1 total. 90 days worth of basically unlimited entertainment. I'm going to put leftover oats in the bucket up front. I don't have to make a second trip up here to unload the oats. Now, 17 did have the compaction mod. It's just a work in progress at the point in time, but works pretty darn good. Sadly, it doesn't look like that is a viable option for 19 due to how they changed things. But that was a pretty cool mod to mess with. Park this here. Canola field. Hey Mike, what's up? We can get this big header. Say big header. Compared to these roads and lanes, this is a big header. Just up through here without getting stuck on something. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Was worried I wouldn't be able to bring you guys this stream tonight. Things worked out that it was possible. Oh, so that's good. Made it. I'm just going to put this little bit of oats in the bucket. Going to hit the tree. Good. Oh, good for you. Be hard to make the day not an exciting one. That news. Although you must be in Australia, because here where most of the viewers are in the US, it's evening time, so the day is pretty much over. I guess you could be up super early in Europe. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to chop off this lower edge of the map, harvest that separate. I have to say, I'm not familiar with the Nissan product lineup to know what that is, other than sounds like a coupe or something, a two-door. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would drop the money on 17 at this point. I mean, if you could, if you can get 17 like for dirt cheap, but I wouldn't really. I don't think I'd drop money on it for anything north of 20 bucks. Because, well, specifically for consoles, because, I mean, the only way you have access to mods and maps is through the Giants Mod Hub. And I don't even know if they still have the FS19 mods available on console. Download. I mean, I would think if you've downloaded them, you would have them. No one's been making FS19 mods since the conversion. So that would seem that for consoles, that would seem kind of risky. Might want to look into that before you bite the bullet on anything like that. Hey, Farming Fanatic, what's up? Okay, so the mod hub for 17 is still up. That's good. Good to hear they haven't abandoned that yet. I suspect at some point they would abandon it. I don't know when though. Pretty sure you can't download FS19 mods for PC anymore off the mod hub. I would think anything that you would have downloaded on console would still be there. They wouldn't vanish. Of course, consoles are memory limited. So if you want to free up space, you would be possibly not able to get them back. Now, I don't think there was mods for console in 15. There were obviously mods for PC in 15. And there was a Giants mod hub in 15, at least to some degree. And I remember for a period of time, the 15 mod hub was still available after 17's release, but then at some point it just vanished. What I was saying, but you know, I mean, if you can get it for free through some, you know, I don't know anything about consoles. So I know that there's some Sony PlayStation Network or online or something. I don't know if they have, you know, a catalog of games available through that it might be available for. I saw it was recently added to the Xbox Game Pass for free for Xbox Game Pass subscribers, at least for PC Game Pass subscribers. I started playing in November of 2016. So right after 17 came out. I had no idea that 17 had just come out. I was watching some folks play this game called Farm Sim on YouTube. Interesting. And it intrigued me. This concept of this game, because I saw the wild and crazy and, you know, the clickbaity thumbnails and clickbaity YouTube folks doing all kinds of what I now call stupid stuff with Farm Sim. Like, let's take our motorcycles and go motocrossing, or let's go camping, or let's cut up firewood. And I was like, well, that's interesting that that this game is so open worldish that you don't have to do, you know, anything that you don't want to do, and you can do whatever you want. So I thought I'd give it a try, and it was around a Thanksgiving holiday. Maybe it was a little bit before the Thanksgiving holiday. So that's basically when I started. Back to harvest. Well, we've opened it up a little bit. Let's go this way. And I'm going to cut across the field here. A nice 180. Go. Start working away. Frost. Back and forth, back and forth. So you are a early farm sim player, because I think, what, 2009 was the first iteration? It will be interesting to hear what they have dreamed up for the next iteration. And it'll be kind of interesting to see what the buried trees. It'll be kind of interesting to see what the overall community's take on it is. I know there's still some folks that are kind of sour about 19. Hey, Caden, what's up? Caden, I guess. Squirrel Bait, how you doing? How do you catch a squirrel? What is squirrel bait? Can you use peanut butter as squirrel bait? I have to say, I don't know why you'd waste peanut butter on squirrels. I mean, you got the holy trinity. You got chocolate, peanut butter, and that's it. You don't need 3. It's just that good. It's only 2. I do not have any additional information about Slovak other than that the map author is working through figuring out what he's going to be doing. Last I heard, he still was shooting for the mod hub for a release, but Giants has kind of turned the tables on some requirements, and basically to comply with their requirements, it's going to be a substantial amount of rework. And quite possibly the map will not visually look the same anymore. So he's basically got to figure out, is he going to do that? Is he going to aesthetically change things? Can he aesthetically change things? Is there any way that he could possibly re-texture the buildings in such a way that he doesn't have to change things? Or is he going to give up on the Giants mod hub? That's his decision. His decision to make. It's his map. But I can tell you that there are other map authors that have definitely gone down that exact road and made a decision that their next map will not be on the mod hub, because they're maybe a bit tired of having a map that plays perfectly fine, scrutinized to the 20th degree, and then other maps and mods show up that have issues, gameplay issues, that must be technically correct because they passed the mod hub, but they sure aren't gameplay right. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time. It's the audience. I'd say the least popular map on the mod hub is still going to get tens of thousands more downloads than the most popular map on any other website. You can't fault the guy if he's put hundreds of hours of time on a map. He's going to want the biggest audience possible to get it. Slovak Village is not released to anybody. Now, if you have Farm Sim 17, you could play Slovak Village for 17. GoldenEye, they haven't in the past until you submit it for, you make a change. Now, when Seasons comes out with their update, a feature that probably hasn't gotten a whole lot of press is probably going to spark a whole new round of map updates, in that the next version of Seasons will support snow contracts. So snow contracts will allow the map author to basically in the wintertime configure it so the player can take out a contract to clear a parking lot, clear a farmyard for an AI farmer, clear a driveway for a individual. And basically to do that, you have to prepare the map to be prepared for snow contracts. So I see a huge round of map updates coming to support snow contracts. And when that happens, then yes, they will then have to comply with the new regulations. Alright, so we are going to stop here. So for example, the chicken hut from GTX. He did an update to the chicken hut. And the chicken hut got caught by that same regulation change. So he had updated it to fix a couple scripting errors or a couple language files, and as a result of the update, he then had to change out how he had that building texture because he was using the array from Ravenport to texture his building. He had to resubmit it with using a different texture method for it to get approved. So you could assume that all of the placeables that are getting released now in the Mod Hub are compliant. Yeah, it's a really cool feature of the snow contracts. Yeah, at that point it was still experimental. Because when you take out a snow contract, there is the map author defines a clear area, which is the area that you have to clear of snow. And then they can define a dump area where the contract will permit you to dump snow on land that you don't own. So you basically have to define all of those areas in the map. Well, thanks for the sub, Parrish Parker. There we go, almost 2 fields down. 2 more to go. Hey, Bunny Gaming, how you doing? Oh, if you don't like big fields, then I wouldn't try it. If you like more of the smaller, more intimate maps, more things this size, then Nebraska Lands is going to feel like a well, it's going to be huge. Alright, there we are. I need to dump that trailer, dump the bucket of oats, come back and get this, and then we're going to jump across the way to the, I think it's a wheat field over there. We'll get started on that. We might get it done before the end of the stream. Oh. Are you legits? Being serious, I can't get through there with this header on. Use it. Oh yeah, close your eyes. Totally took the paint off. Take that side, take those side panels off. You don't need those. They'll fit if you take these things off. Well, this map will be once it releases. Probably, Shamrock Valley. It depends on how long you're willing to work field with 3-meter equipment. You know, if you don't have a problem working a field for an hour and a half, 2 hours, real time, that really opens things up. You got, what is it, the Old Streams Farm, right? It'll probably be fine. That one's been out for so long, lots of folks don't even think about it. Hey, Thomas. $18, $22 is beets, $25 is corn, and $11 are potatoes. 1 harvest contract so far. Through this little gate. Oh no. There we go. Edit. Town USA for 19. It's like a biggie sized. Close that gate up. Oh. I guess next week we'll be doing the corn, we'll be doing the beets, baling the straw. Oh, maybe doing some harvest contracts. Park that here. Drop the swath. And, oh, barley, okay. Thought it was wheat. Barley field. Oh, I did see, Will, that Westbridge Hills was in testing. Map that just won't go away, like Hagenstadt. Here we go. I tell you, a very realistic map that has mud. It's called Virginia. Thanks for sub JDWWW27 or something. Virginia's got a lot of mud. Haven't figured out how to disable it. Emerald Coast is good. Well, I'm still on it. In fact, there will be a new Emerald Coast dropping tomorrow morning. Got tomorrow morning ready, Friday morning ready. Well, see, then every map is bright, fresh, and ready to be looked at for you. I remember having that experience in 17. Being fresh to 17, everything was a brand new map. Stuff that had been around for multiple versions, it was all still brand new. All a new experience. You can get Emerald Coast from Nexus Mods, or a site called Simply Safe Mods. Is that right? Oh, no problem, Napalm. The update will technically require a new save game in order to basically take advantage of the new root crop placeables and a few other foliage changes. Definitely get more yield out of barley than we do oats and canola. South Island Farm with seasons, that would be a really nice one. Build your own map, build your own fields. It is not for the faint of heart, though. Well, there's no defined fields until you plow it up. So we did several streams of South Island Farm before seasons came out. I guess it was probably maybe March, February. Basically, the premise is you are on an island that is carved up into maybe 6 or 7 or 8 viable land areas. All of the viable land areas are covered in grass and weeds. Basically, you have to buy the land area and plow up the grass to make your own fields. There's one sell point. The sell point is only open at night when a ship comes to offload the grain. There is a farm on the map, but it is kind of a historical farm. You can use it, but you can't own it. And the silo only stores select crops. So if you plant a crop that the silo can't store, well, you can't just run it down to the sell point because the sell point is closed except for certain hours at a night. You have to put down your own sell point. It does have a BGA, it does have a fermenting silo. And the idea is to play without cheating money in. You don't start owning any land. You don't start with any equipment. So once we get this done, we'll start making up and downs. Again, it'll be easier to bale. So is South Island Farm, is that over at Simply Safe? That was over at PCSG before it went nowhere. There's our cornfield over there. Okay, so you can get it over Nexus Mods and take a look at it. You dig up the map video from my playlist. There's no animal sell points. Sell point on the map. If you want to do animals, you kind of have to place your own down and just pretend that you can that they get delivered overnight or something. Oh. Yo. Wasn't even ready for that to end. You're stranded on an island that gets regular shipments of seed and fertilizer, and you can order mail order equipment, and a big cargo ship comes every night to collect grain. But you're stranded. Hey, in 19, it lets you do it. I don't think it worked in 17 unless you had a mod. Maybe there was a mod that let you do it. I know it didn't work by default. Where are we at with our crop? 24,000 liters. Canola, 22,000 liters of oats. Milk. We don't have any milk yet, do we? Do we have milk now? No milk yet. Half year, 0.6, 0.5. Got a half of a year to go. These are all boys. They're not boys, they're just different. It's funny. Funny, if I don't talk, YouTube complains that my audio bitrate is too low. Jeez, people. You don't need to be talking all the time. Perfect. Looks like I didn't pick the right angle. I'm a little fatter at the end than I am here at the start. Oh well. All automated. No passengers allowed. Probably toxic. And that's why you're stranded on an island, on a shipwrecked island. It's like Gilligan's Island for Farm Sim. Without Mary Ann. Sadly. Well, it's not going to be that much straw. It's just 2 fields. And they're not that big. Well, glad you were able to catch the stream. Oh, not too bad. Wasn't too bad. Bunny, are you a keyboard driver or a controller user? But on the Love Boat, you got a special guest star every week. Yeah, I guess, you know, keyboard driving is a bit different than with the steering wheel. Although it's pretty funny, I will literally alternate between the two without thinking about it. Hey Victor, what's up? I think we're going to be able to finish this field, and then we're going to call it a night. I'm going to pimp one more time. Tomorrow we're going to put a brand new game into the channel. We're going to have Transport Fever 2 in what I'm calling a Learn to Play Let's Play series, where you guys can well, learn to play the game with me at the same time learning. I'm intrigued in the idea of a kind of a travel logistics game. I used to run Track IR, but I got a new monitor. It sits higher up, and the resulting height causes the camera to not work quite right. I think we'll be able to go down and up one. 13%, you think we'll be able to make it? Oh, barely. Could have made it. Hit the brakes. Well, one day, right? Now, you know, don't be hung out looking for the Logitechs. Quite frankly, I think they're overpriced. And whenever I hear someone having a problem with a wheel, you know what brand it is? Logitech. That should tell you something. I got several years ago a modest priced Thrustmaster wheel. Still using it today. That was probably four years ago or so. Well, Charles, I have no idea what the specs are, but you'll need to compare the specs of the HP Pavilion with the specs on the FarmSim website. Most specifically, the graphics capability. You know, the whole needing to run the Logitech profiler, and you got to launch that first and then launch the game or some weirdness. I don't know. My Thrustmaster, I plug it in, I launch the game, it sees it. Works. Like, I don't have to configure my mouse before I play a game. It just works. It's like the guy that drives a low cost mid-range model, and you know he's got friends that all spent twice as much or more on their cars. He always gets rags about having the cheap car, and all he does is say, "Well, yeah, but my car just works. Your cars, you're always talking about how your cars are in the shop. They don't do this, they don't do that. Just get in the car, start it, and go." Same with the wheels. Thrustmaster, you just plug it in, it just works. Logitech, you gotta baby it, call it nice names, and hope you don't offend it. Then you gotta hope it's feeling good that day, and then maybe you'll get it to work. Oh, David, that's sad to hear. Good to hear that you picked up FS19 on the Switch and it works good. Sad to hear that it works better, because 17 was just a port of the PC version or the console version for Switch without any mods, but you know, the 20 version was built specifically for mobile, so I would have thought that the Switch hardware would have been more than capable of running a mobile game. That's not starting out very good. Specs. Alright guys, well that is going to do us for the night, for the stream, and for the week. We will be back on this map on Sunday, hopefully. Tomorrow night I've got stuff I need to do with the family. Thursday night is going to be Thursday night's going to be game night with my youngest, because I bought the wife and the oldest daughter tickets to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra as a Christmas present, so they're going off to that concert Thursday night. Friday will be weekend roundup production, and then we move into the weekend. So until next time, happy farming.